For those who mourn the loss of the Starship Enterprise in last year's Generations, good news. As far as Spectrum Holobyte is concerned, that tragedy hasn't happened yet. The flagship of the Federation will be back to guard the galaxy in the first of a series of Star Trek The Next Generation games, A Final Unity. As the title implies, A Final Unity has to do with a race that is divided into two distant factions. The race in question is the Garidians, who live in Romulan space. Their only hope for reunification lies in the discovery of an artifact called the Fifth Scroll. And who better to accomplish this difficult task than Jean-Luc Picard and company?
You get to the point of actually going to this planet that has these outcasts from the Garidian society from hundreds of years ago. And these outcasts have basically a document, sort of like Bill of Rights kind of thing. And they took it with them when they left, and in it, it specifies rights for a particular class of Garidian society. And the idea is that these people, the Garidians you saved, want to take that back to Grid and, start a social revolution.
One of the most exciting and well-publicized aspects of A Final Unity is the voice contribution of all 7 of the series regulars, including Patrick Stewart, Brent Spinner, and Gates McFadden.
The whole thing's completely just voiced up to the max. Everything's got all their voices in it. We have about 15,000 lines of voice.
This kind of licensed product automatically attracts more buyers in the form of fans of the TV series. But this also means that special attention has to be paid to the problem of Trek fans who might never have played an adventure game before, as well as gamers with no previous Trek knowledge. Both of these problems have been handled with a particularly ingenious help system.
We implemented a system we call Advice. And for many of the puzzles that happen, for many of the problems that come up, what happens is if you're on easy level, or ensign level, the crew pipes up with suggestions, and they say, hey, maybe we should try doing this, or, and give it a go, and sure enough, it works. Or another thing you can do is actually ask the crew members individually by talking to them.
Away team missions are naturally critical to the success of the mission. On the easier ensign difficulty level, the computer will choose the best away team for you, but on captain level, you have to pick them yourself.
Once you're on the planet's surface, different characters make different observations. If you have Geordi look at something, he'll have a different angle on it than, say, if Dr. Crusher looks at something. And so that's where you'll get a lot of interesting things happening. Also, depending on the crew that you bring down, they may in fact be more forthcoming with advisory types of things, types of advice, depending on the point of characters that are damaged.
Just because there's diplomacy and characters involved doesn't mean there won't be action galore. Space combat in A Final Unity takes place in a real-time 3D space simulator.
The way we set that up is a little bit different from any other sim that I've seen, and that is it's more command-oriented. Rather than flying the Enterprise with a joystick or something like that, you're actually issuing commands. We call them tactics. And you take a tactic and you engage it, and then the Enterprise maneuvers to do that particular tactic. And then, however, you can have direct control if you want. You can actually fly the thing around by hand. So I think there are a lot of people who play this game who probably are not, haven't, played a flight sim. And that's a lot of what this is like. I think what we'll do is, what we actually did was we have a delegate option. So it's like autopilot. You can say, Geordi, you take care of engineering. And on tactical, you can say, Mr. Worf, you fly the actual, choose the tactics and do all the maneuvering. And then that way you can just kind of sit back and enjoy it and watch what's going on the screen and all that kind of good stuff. Get the options to, accept or surrender or blow them up or whatever it is.
However impressive A Final Unity sounds, keep in mind that it's only the first step in Spectrum's plans for next-gen games.
Our plan is to definitely keep going with this. We do have the actors lined up to do additional games, and we do have plans on the drawing board, and also other things in production.